Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Monday, October 10th, 2022. I hope you had a great weekend. But people, this freak show keeps getting worse. Let's talk about the big news this morning here. So, what do we already know? I love talking about what we already know, and it's pretty clear. So, the Bank of England, started a new round of quantitative easing, but don't call it quantitative easing. Well, that's exactly what it is. However, they're about to do something more. So let me just get this right. The Bank of England is now going to institute further measures to assure financial stability. So they're going beyond quantitative easing now. People, look, it's clear to me, and it should be clear to you, that the financial system, it's coming apart. Clearly, it is coming apart. Now, this morning, I'm sitting there and I'm flipping through channels, and I come across Bloomberg. And Bloomberg, like the other financial channels, seems to want you to believe, and they seem convinced of it, that the Federal Reserve is really working hard for the people to make sure that the global economy doesn't come apart. They're going to get in here. They're going to continue raising rates. It's going to happen. I believe that's going to happen. Look, the Fed is committed to destroying the global economy collectively, with other central banks doing the same thing. Now, again, this morning on Bloomberg, they're pushing the lie. The lie will not stop. Oh, yes, central banks really want to fight inflation. They're fighting it. They're fighting it so strongly. And that's why they're raising rates. No, they're raising rates collectively, as you well know, to bring the global economy to its knees. And one of the commentators, the female, I don't know her name, she's explaining how the Federal Reserve, talking with the other dude who wears the same suit every single day. I don't know his name either. The big black glasses, kind of a younger guy. Anyway, they're talking about how the Federal Reserve, they've just made a policy error. It's a policy error, and that's why the Fed has to raise rates so aggressively right now to, make sure the global economy stays stable. Are these people deranged, or are they just deluded, or are they lying to you? There's no way that these freaks over there can possibly believe, maybe they do, I don't know, that this is actually, a policy error mistake. It's an accident. No, this is unbelievable in my view. We're seeing a coordinated effort by central banks to do the same thing. Oh, except for the Bank of England, which has now resorted to quantitative easing, but don't call it quantitative easing. And now they're going to institute some new program to continue to inflate. Oh no! Really? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That's what they're going to continue to do, people. I don't care what comes out of their mouths, and neither are you. They're not going to stop inflating. They're not going to stop working with puppet governments in concert to pull cash into the now to fund wars and disease processes and whatever else they got to do through some kind of fear campaign like nuclear Armageddon. No, let me get this right. I got to make myself look like the president. Nuclear. Oh my God. I can't even do it. The man is a Frankenstein mummified creature who's being put out there, paraded like every president is, to lie to people. Oh, but that must be the truth because the president is saying it. Really? Really? Honestly? Is that what we've devolved into here in the United States and around the world? No, not really around the world so much. Believe me. It's the people here stuck in the United States who, again, have been dumbed down so severely, they don't know which end is up or down. They don't know anything. They can't walk and chew gum at the same time. And these people in general are being destroyed, and they have no idea what's happening to them. They don't get it. Again, because they're being propagandized, the mainstream. Oh, the Fed's made a mistake. It's a mistake. It's not by on purpose. If it's a mistake, then why don't they come out and say, hey, listen, guys, we made a bad mistake here, but because they can't do that. The Fed always has to look spotless. It's an incredible freaking phenomenon. So anyway, let me see what else I was writing down this morning here. Anyway, let's move over to this lovely market. So as you all know, I covered this. I think yesterday and Friday, you got a bond market that's closed today. So at least here in the United States, you're not going to see any action. 10-year yield is going to stay where it is, just around 3.9, 3.89-ish. Okay. The dollar, you should keep your eyes on that because obviously that's going to fluctuate. Right now, this morning, the relative strength of the dollar is higher. Stock futures are flat to slightly lower. Gold and silver are under pressure. Cryptocurrencies are under pressure. Crude oil is under pressure. That's where we stand this morning. That's where it's all going. So, okay, lovely. Fantastic. So no real clues today for you and I with regard to the bond market. The MMRI probably won't move around too much, maybe a little bit because of whatever the dollar is going to do. Keep your eyes on energy. With regard to energy, people, I think you can see the writing on the wall, especially if you live in other parts of the world. Europe's getting destroyed, having to pay exorbitant amounts for energy. There's all this talk about energy being subsidized. Look at where we're going globally here. More control, price controls, no doubt about it, are coming. It's all about control. And I think you all know that already. You've been following this blog long enough, most of you, to realize that that's really what's at the core of this entire thing, is the rulers of the world, which are the central banks. It's not governments. It's not the governments that they throw in your face, as you well know, or mummified presidents and Pelosi's and whatever else is out there. Things, all right? It's just theater. And central banks are not going to stop. What we're seeing now, people, and I've covered this so many times, this is not by accident. And the fact is, it's going to get monumentally worse moving forward here. And central banks are making sure that's going to happen here. They are assuring it. But you see, they can't come out and tell people this. Imagine, for example, just for a nanosecond, that any Federal Reserve president were to come out, the Federal Reserve chair, any central banker were to come out and explain to people that the real reason why they're raising rates into a free-fall economy is so the economy free falls faster. Imagine, for example, again, if a central banker or anybody, a politician who maybe doesn't understand because they're all brain dead, were to tell you that this whole issue with raising rates has nothing to do with inflation at all. We're in a currency free fall, period. Imagine, for example, a mummified Frankenstein president. Let's just use him, for example, were to tell you the truth that, hey, everybody, I got to let you know a big secret here, but the currency is in free fall, and that's why you're seeing your purchasing power evaporate, and that's the real reason we're having inflation. It has nothing to do with raising rates. But you see, they can't do that. They have to play the game here. And central banks are feeding their scripts to every single world leader around the world. And this president is no different than the last one, who was also fed a script. Oh, yes, we got to spend money. We got to get a warp speed vaccine because COVID's going to kill everyone. It's the fear campaign. Make sure you wear that face diaper too. Can't make this stuff up, people, but that's the situation that we're in. So anyway, in summary, just real quick, bond market, you're not going to see anything here. 10-year yield is going to remain stable. Dollar is going to wiggle around a little bit. Okay, whatever. We got earnings coming in. Banks are going to start feeding us whatever they're going to feed us. You know what I want to touch on just real quick? Everyone is expecting the earnings season to be absolutely abysmal. Okay, but that's because our economy is so strong. Make that up. Okay. So let's just say, for example, things aren't as bad as they're making them out to be. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see stocks gain off of the back of that. But again, we must see some kind of stability here in the debt market. The debt market has been anything but stable, regardless of what Fed President Waller said. Oh, no, I don't see a damn thing. The bond market's completely stable, so ignore people like Greg Mannarino. Ignore the World Bank. Ignore the International Mafia Fund, all of them. Ignore billionaire investors, hedge funds explaining that there is instability and illiquidity here in the debt market. And this is all on a knife's edge. You know that. Let me just say this. Once this debt market thing really starts going, and you know exactly how this is going to play out, people. Look, 20, 30, 40, maybe even more basis point jumps higher in the 10-year yield on a daily basis, repeatedly in a succession, bang, 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 bang. It's going to crush the stock market. Crush it beyond anyone's wildest dreams. You know that 80, 85% off the top with regard to the S&P 500. Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, this is not really what it's about. Bringing the world economy to its knees here. And then, of course, the 1-2 punch, making resources unavailable as the entire financial system implodes on itself, a lockup of the system, transaction stop, inability to access cash. This is how it's going to unfold. But you see, no one's going to tell you that. No politician, no central banker, no purported world leader. Now, but you know what's going to happen because it's the writing's on the wall. It's everywhere. It's across the freaking sky. All right, people, look, that's pretty much it for now. You and I, we're going to reconvene right here later in the day, and we're going to put this together and see what we come up with. All right? Please share the video, comment. Love you a lot.